Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, and we're on to episode number 7. The car continues to improve steadily, but we are so far behind the rest of the field. We'll see if we're any closer this week. We've made a lot of progress in a lot of ways before we head into the Canadian Grand Prix. Sponsor-wise, we're up to the middle of the pack. Pit crew is now the best out there. We've got almost 20s across the board. Almost. Staff, middle of the pack. It's everywhere else that we're hurting. We've got our girl power group, 2 decent drivers. Young, up and coming. They're both teenagers. But they have good marketability, and that's what we need most of all right now. We need somebody who can at least kind of drive, but we need a competitive car. That's the big thing that's really holding us back. Also, the headquarters. Last time, we added 2 more upgrades to the headquarters. Scouting facility, staff center, and then our design center and factory, 5 more weeks. They're getting close to being done, but we need to continue to invest in HQ upgrades as much as possible. Car? Well, we have new parts again. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can do with that. It is the brakes, the last area that we hadn't touched. We have at least 2 upgrades to every part. And so you can see all the good upgrades, the better upgrades are on the main car, the number 1 car that Deegan's driving. Krone has the average upgrades across the board. You can see the gearbox, not there. And I think suspension, yeah, we have a new suspension, so we're actually going to be even better there. So there's 1 upgrade across the board. And then our secondary one. The reason why Krone's not on that gearbox is you have 70 versus 89% with only a 1 difference at this point anyway. And there we go. The new brakes, they're only 75% on the reliability, but they are 30 better than the last one. We'll go ahead and put Krone on that better one. And you can see we're definitely making some progress. The car is looking so much better than it was at the start of the year. But we're just so far off the pace that it's really difficult. Still estimated race position of 23rd, and it's not going to change. It's not going to change anytime soon. It's whether we can get there eventually and beat out a couple cars. Go for that same strategy we've been using. Plenty of extra tires. And actually, we don't even necessarily need all those Ultra Softs because we're not getting out of Q1. Now this is just over 50 laps this race. I say it's Vancouver, but it's similar to Montreal. So as we move into this next race, it's round 6 of 16. We've made a ton of progress in 5 races. But I'm just not sure we can cover the ground we need to cover before the end of the season, especially with the limit from the headquarters on what kind of upgrades we can do. We're just about to that point where we are limited. Now, we'll be able to go on and make extra upgrades using the risky parts, but it's something I don't know if we want to get into that. Okay, so just over a 50 lap race, so we should be able to make the Super Softs go just fine on a 1-stopper. So we will be focusing on the Super Soft compound, getting that upgrade first and foremost. Now our handling and speed balance are definitely way off. So we want to bring those. And we're going to assume that Deegan's car is going to require the understeer as well. Alright, race trim, good. That's what we're going on. Hopefully Crone is on it as well. No, of course not. Waste 15 seconds. Hate how it does that to me every time. Doesn't let you pick that ahead of time. It would be so much easier if they did. But as is always the case, we're focused on getting our setup right. Bonuses come second. 83. Downforce is poor. It looks like it's going to have to go higher. Good. The movement we made for handling definitely helped out. Now, the unfortunate thing here is that's not really going to tell me much. But that'll have to do. I mean, that's already going to take 30 seconds. Crone on her way in. Crone's form down a little bit this race weekend. But the setup is decent already. Ooh, downforce. Okay. Apparently we have to go to less downforce. You would think it would need to go up here to high. I'd actually rather try that. Getting a little lag in game at the moment. That's slightly worrying. This game is not regular to lag, but it tends to have issues when it does. I think I might have gone the wrong way on almost everything. 85%. Downforce was good. We need to keep going though. Great. Still great. And we went from good to okay. Oh, wow. So this was right to the edge. How are you supposed to get that? That's got to be like right on the line. Nice. Okay, Crone's setup is very close already. 97 after just one tweak to it. Okay. That'll be the last change. She's going to go for out for 12 laps. Work on those bonuses. And we'll see if that makes a small adjustment makes a difference or not. But Deegan will be our focus for now, and Deegan still has to come around. And we're close. 97. Nice. Same thing, and it's the handling. We know we're close, but what's going to get us over the edge on that one? I'll give that a shot. Send her out for 12 laps. We'll finish off the bonuses here. So we're going to let them run for a little while. Level 1. Oh, you're just so slow compared to everybody else, though. 8.6 seconds on this casual ride. A lot of cars on the Ultras, though. But still, that is slow. It's nice having the cars close together again. But at the moment, we're running just over 4 seconds slower than everybody else. Now we've got this full fuel load. We're not pushing or anything like that, but still 4 seconds. Bonus number 2 is done. We'll easily make it to the triple bonus, which is nice for a change. We'll see what we can do about getting something for qualifying bonus. Not that that matters. We actually really should just kind of call it quits once we have what we need, because the qualifying bonus means nothing. We're going to be nowhere near the pace. There you go. Bonus 3. Max bonuses. Ooh, handling went the wrong way for Krone. So we're down to 95. So we need to bring her back to the right. And she's been there. That's still just great. If we tweak this a little bit and then add a little more. Is that pushing too far? We'll see. I don't see the point necessarily, but I suppose we'll go out there and Deegan, same problem. Back down to 94. Okay, that should be, yeah, there you go. Now I already know that's going to take care of the issue. It's quite clear we went the wrong direction and how far we went the wrong direction. This might not be a 100% or a 99%. It'll at least be a 98. We're already pretty close. We'll just let time run. I don't think we'll hit level 1 bonuses here. Their feedback levels just aren't quite high enough. We did actually get closer there with the run on Ultrasofts. By closer, I mean 6/10 closer. It's still nice to see both cars really, really close to one another. But that's 3.4 seconds slower than the time that Jean-Eric Verne put in. But even for that qualifying run, we did not push, and we did not take a low fuel load. It wasn't out of 1 lap. Okay, we got 5 purples. I suppose it's curious just to see 98 and 99. Go ahead and simulate session when you're 3 seconds behind. It just doesn't matter what you do. You're going to be slow. Hamilton fastest by over a second first time out, and it's raining. Oh, hello, hello. Did we benefit from it? We did! Oh my goodness, we got out of Q1. We got out of Q1. We got a lap in right at the end. And these guys did not. They all went out on intermediates, or they went out too soon with the track still wet, and they never got a good chime. We got out of Q1. Qualifying objective met. So there's some bonus cash. And we're not going to start from last. Massa, Ricciardo, Verne, Sainz, Leclerc, and Hulkenberg out of Q1. We're going to simulate a session again because there's no point. But that was amazing. Oh, here comes another storm. Right now, we're the ones that are way off pace, but it's going to dry again. Will we get in a decent lap at the end? No. No, Deegan went back out on intermediates with a dry track. Krone didn't even go out again. So Deegan got 2.5, 3 seconds faster, but wrong tires. Still, 17th and 18th. We're not starting in last. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. We are so slow compared to everybody else. But hey, yay us! Final session. Hamilton's been fastest in both the first 2 qualifying sessions. And we've got intermediates and wets. Track drying out really fast here. Not realistic how that happens. It works well for the race, but qualifying in practice, it's always awkward when you have a shower in qualifying or practice or heavy rain that's not continuous. But Hamilton does take pole over Vettel, Bottas, Verstappen, Gasly. Missing from the show is Leclerc, who went out in Q1, caught out, not getting a dry run in. It's the Racing Point cars in 6th and 7th. But there you go. There's our highlight of the season so far. Lucking out and getting out of Q1 here in Canada. As far as I know, we're in for a dry race. It'll be dry early on. We are not going to go with the Ultras. We are going for the one-stopper on Super Softs. And here we are. We're going to go racing. It's Hamilton on pole. The top 12 are locked in on those tires, on used Ultra Softs that are not going to last long. So it's going to require an extra pit stop. That would matter. If only it did. If only we were competitive enough. Those on the Ultras are going to be in a bit of trouble. Leclerc, what a waste. Used soft tires. They didn't expect to be starting from the back, but here we go. 5 red lights in Vancouver. And we're going to go racing. Deegan. A little slow off the line, but Krone gets an okay start. Krone up to 15th at the moment. 3 wide there, up to 13th for now, 12th for now, but has the outside. It's going to go backwards. She keeps moving. 13th, 12th position right now. Ahead of a Mercedes, that's Bottas. She's all the way up to 10th place. What a brilliant first lap from Krone. And now she's going to start moving backwards. 4 wide through there. The Mercedes, the McLaren, and the Renault all move past. Now it's a Racing Point and 2 Saubers all going past, and she's already back down to P17. Amazing start to get up into P10, but it did not last. Did not last long at all. Deegan's already down to 23rd. Jean-Eric Verne in last place. Krone moving backwards. 21st. Without an ERS system, without a weight stripping system, we're in a lot of trouble. The only good news is that there is a vote coming up on introducing weight stripping. I like the weight stripping concept because it works well for me. I use it better than the other cars. I always bring my reliability down to 80%, which is more than enough to get through a race without having an issue, and use all of that extra performance If you followed the playthrough before switching to this mod, I did that with great effect and took a team that was a back marker and turned it into a midfield, mostly through that weight stripping and the ERS. And without either of those, we just struggle. We're 23rd and 24th now. So Krone has clearly, through 2 races, had much, much better starts than Hailie Deegan. So Courtney Krone really, really benefiting from these race starts because that's how she beat Deegan last time, and it's led to a 1-second lead over her teammate this time, with us quickly dropping back 3.7 seconds back on just lap number 3. Dropping back quickly, but here we go. At the front, it's Max Verstappen. His form a little bit better today than last. We'll see how well he holds it. He's got a great start. Lewis Hamilton is in P2. It is Sebastian Vettel behind in P3. And Lance Stroll all the way up in P4 for the Racing Point. Phenomenal for him in his home race. But it's Gasly breathing down his neck. Gasly to the inside. Leclerc has a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. Russell was cleared, so it's Russell he hit. No, it's Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi has a flat tire. Giovinazzi slowly making his way back towards the pits. He's got quite a ways. He's got half a lap to get there, so this happened not long after turn 1 or 2. Leclerc has a penalty of some sort. Was that a drive-through? Is that what they said? So Leclerc, kind of like Monaco, starts in the back after some sort of mistake during qualifying, and both cars get around Giovinazzi as Giovinazzi making his way back to the pits with a flat tire. Let's see, does it show you which tire it is? No, can't see which one. But Giovinazzi heading into the pits with a flat. We'll have to change the tires. And he comes back out. 20 seconds behind us for now. So we'll see. Leclerc has already made his drive-through. He's got damage. He has got damage, so we'll see if he pits again soon. He does stay ahead of Krone and Deegan, though. Krone and Deegan still just 1 second apart from each other. But back near the front. Stroll now in P5 with Gasly up to P4. Bottas is just behind in P6 and coming on pretty hard. Remember, Bottas had a really, really bad start and was well down the order. Krone was ahead of Bottas after just a few turns. Lando Norris for McLaren up in P7. Bottas looks to be making a move. Let's go ahead and go back up to where Bottas is and see if they can make a move on the Racing Point. Verstappen's lead is over 3 seconds right now, so Verstappen, tremendous start, and at least for the moment, holding on to it. And the Red Bull looking pretty good on this track. Gasly's all the way up in P4. Very high position for him. Lap 7 begins. We have about 6 laps in the books, and Giovinazzi has crashed. Giovinazzi has crashed. He is out of this race. There's 1 position secure. Our gap is 10 seconds through 6 laps. So 10 seconds through 6 laps lost. Leclerc is pitting to fix the problem. So Leclerc has gone through twice now, and we are actually ahead of Charles Leclerc on track right now. Still in the pits. Leclerc has been there for quite a while fixing. It looks like it's more than just a rear wing. He's still sitting in the pits. So this is really bad damage for Charles Leclerc, finally coming out of the pits and back onto the racetrack a lap down. And actually he comes out and blocks the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, allowing his teammate Sebastian Vettel to close up to his gearbox. Wow, what a move there from Ferrari. That is very Ferrari-like to sacrifice Charles Leclerc for the sake of Sebastian Vettel. They've done that all season long in real life, over and over again for various reasons in various ways. But here, they use him. They maybe kept him in the pits a little bit longer to release him just in time to come out ahead of the Mercedes. And for now, Hamilton has to back off. Vettel can't get around. And Leclerc actually pulls away with the fresh tires, even though he's on the super softs and they are still on ultras, but their ultras are used enough by this point that maybe Leclerc will be able to pull away. We'll keep an eye on Leclerc as well, as he's behind us right now in the order, so both my cars are ahead of him, and we're not that far behind. Kvyat just pit. Kvyat has pit, comes out in 20th position, so that's why the gap's a little bit closer, but we're only 14 seconds behind. 14. And we've ridden 8 laps. So we're closer. It's not over 2 seconds a lap slower. And this is a longer lap than the last track. So less than 2 seconds a lap behind. A little over a second and a half per lap. So if, one improved part on the car is enough to close up half a second, and really it's about 7/10 of a second, maybe there's still hope this season. Maybe there's still hope. Alright, well, we're going to ride with Leclerc for a little while, and not Hamilton, but we'll keep an eye out behind him with Hamilton and Vettel. See how they're doing, as they've not been able to get around him. It doesn't surprise me that the Ferrari does have the pace, even if he's a lap down. Oh shoot. Low fuel delta and overheated tires. Yikes. Forgot all about him. We just had George Russell pit. George Russell just 21 seconds ahead of us. Okay, he's already pit though. But Verne is only 2 seconds ahead of him. 23 seconds, 13 laps. It's less than 2 seconds a lap. I mean, we are definitely more into this than we were before. But let's get back here. Leclerc has gotten around both my drivers. Leclerc has made it back around them, so we are back down into the last 2 spots on the grid. And whoa. Alonso just pit. Perez, Bottas, and Verstappen, and they all just put on intermediate tires because here comes the rain. A little early for that pit. A little bit early. We're going to go back to push. Go back to push because we are going to pit soon. But we're not going to pit yet. Not with it just damp. I mean, look at that. We are just about keeping pace with the Red Bulls right now. Let's get away from Leclerc for a moment. Let's see. Krone, yeah. Red Bull just getting around. Red Bull's definitely faster, but that's Gasly, who's still on the Ultras. Let's watch their gap, because there's Verstappen. Nope, not yet. And watch your gap. 3.3. Tough comparison, though. Those are two. You got a driver that's much faster than the other. Perez and Stroll. Might be a lot of cars pitting for the Inters now. I need to bring in one of them this time. And we're actually low on tire wear anyway, so it's really good timing for that. So we're going to go to Inters. We're going to bring in Krone this time. And we'll bring in Deegan the following lap. So go ahead and attack. I'm going to take the risk. I don't want to crash though. We're not going to beat anybody if we crash. Go ahead and go back down to push. Deegan's going to have another lap to go. Oh, she's already down to 20%. Hold on. Pause. 25, 20. Cancel. Pit. Changing who's coming in this lap. We're going to bring in Deegan, because Deegan's going to go off the cliff, and so Deegan needs to pit now, because she's going to slow down massively. Oh, her form is up to a 10 right now. Nice. But suddenly, look at the gap. Oh, that gap has opened up quite a bit. 45 seconds to Leclerc. How did I just get 45 seconds behind? What the heck happened? Were we that slow? Alright, Krone's going to pit this time. There we go, Krone into the pits. It's a good stop. Out quickly. Here comes Deegan. And Deegan moves ahead. But the pit exit favors Krone, and Krone retains 22nd position. Let's see, where is the leader in relation to us? Quite a ways behind. And we are hurting on fuel, so we're going to have to settle down for a little while. Leclerc's still out there, has not pit yet. Vern is now the closest to us, but again, we're 48 seconds behind, 22 laps in, so we're actually up over 2 seconds a lap now from where we were. So I don't know if we were that slow during those laps. Mistake by Krone. She's locked up right front on that one. That's going to hurt her tire wear a bit. Leclerc still hasn't pit. Deegan is really breathing down Krone's neck, but she has not been able to get around her. Look how close she is. She's just behind her. Deegan looking to make a move. I'm letting him race. Deegan has a look to the inside. Can't get by. Norris just locked up. We still have some cars that aren't even on the wet tires yet. On the intermediates. Wow, we're coming up on Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg! Okay, there you go. Look how slow Hulkenberg is. We passed a car! Or have we? Yes, we passed a car. It is Nico Hulkenberg, who is still out on used soft tires. Has not pit, is that far off the pace that we passed a car. Now, can Deegan get past? Can we make it 2 for 2? Deegan has a look to the inside. This is not for position. We are a lap down in comparison, but we just unlapped ourselves from Nico Hulkenberg, who has not pit, is heading into the pits now. I think we insulted Hulkenberg enough that he was like, okay, give me the intermediates. There you go, Hulkenberg back out on track, on the intermediates now. And it's going to be much faster. But that was a nice little moment. 53 seconds behind. We're right about 2 seconds per lap. Uh-oh. Vibrations. Ah, you're fine. You're fine. Let's put a little heat into those tires. Krone doing a little bit better, and Krone has pulled away somewhat from Deegan, so Deegan's chance to pass is now in the past. Still just one car out of this race, 27 laps in. That's worrying for me if we're going to get into 19th. It's going to require a little bit of help. We're not getting it right now. Track drying out a little bit. However, you can see the rain's going to pick back up, so we can continue on. Gasly pitting, fixing a problem. Could be in there a while. Comes back out. Gasly comes out on the softs. Verstappen has a problem. I wonder if those two collided. Conditions are wet. Really surprised that Gasly put on the super softs. Considering it's going to be still another 8-9 laps before things dry out. It's going to cost Gasly a lot of time. Gasly's all the way down 19th. Leclerc is still in 21st, but he's about to make a move and get around Felipe Massa in the manor. Yellow flag. Robert Kubica has crashed and is out of this race. Kubica dropping down the order, back to the garage, and we will move up a position. So, Stroll still on super softs. Verstappen having an issue. Gasly on super softs and a bit off the pace. And Kubica crashed out, and we will make our way past him very shortly and into 21st position. Look at that, Krone keeping pace just about with Alonso there. Yeah, it's nice to see that we are almost competitive as a team now, as Alonso now begins to pull away. It's fun while it lasted. Lap number 30. Put you back on neutral, ease off a little bit. That is also why Krone pulled away from Deegan, is Krone had some heating to put into the tires, so she pushed. Deegan was neutral that entire time, but it's Deegan's time. Now Deegan just 3.5 seconds behind after that long stretch. So let's see if Deegan, who's now going to push, what she can do with that. Both cars actually capable of turning up the engine mode, so we'll turn it up together. And we'll see how quickly Deegan catches up to Krone. Right now it's actually a 4-second gap, so Deegan actually lost a little bit of time there. Pierre Gasly has now dropped to 20th. Everybody's gotten around him as he's been on the wrong tire. Stroll also going backwards as we're still in these wet conditions. So Gasly is a ways ahead. Gasly is definitely a ways ahead, 75 seconds. But again, that plays into we're just 2 seconds a lap down now. When we were in the dry, it was a bit closer as we were at about 1.5 seconds a lap. But here in the wet, we've been about 2 seconds off pace, so we're not very good in the wet. Max Verstappen, mechanical issue, but now it's not showing anything. Could make him off pace. By the way, big gap. Hamilton in the lead. Vettel is 8 seconds behind. Bottas has overtaken Verstappen. So Verstappen apparently does have a problem. Stroll continues to move down the order, now in 11th. Gasly still that next car up the order from us. And the gap between the two drivers starting to come down a little bit. It's down to 3.2 seconds from a little over 4. So Deegan making her way up. However, Deegan's now going to have to back off. So Krone had definitely gotten close. Deegan had gotten close before Krone stepped it up. But Krone did a little bit better pushing than Deegan has been able to do. There's Bottas, the third place car. Easily making his way by. Jean-Eric Vergne lapping Krone. So we have been relapped now. It's still nice though that we are so much closer than where we were a race ago. Track is down to damp. So before long it's going to be faster to go on the dry tire. Verstappen just pit and did come out on the super softs. It's time to start thinking about pitting. So, Krone wants you to attack. Use these tires up a bit. Now you're outside of you're into the hot zone, so they're not going to be as effective, but it still should help your pace. We'll keep an eye on her pace here. It's not our fastest lap, but of course we raced in the dry earlier. Track getting better and better. Quite a few cars are pitting. Let's go ahead and just pit her now. We have less than 20 laps to go, but not enough for ultras, so super softs to the end if it stays dry. That wing's not looking so good. But we are almost in this race, so we might as well. Stroll finally pits, puts on the super softs. Stroll never switched to intermediates. Can't really say it worked out for him as they're in 17th though. Alright, good stop for Krone, 2.1 seconds. Deegan, it's your turn. You're going to attack this lap. See, she was off the pace. We'll bring in Deegan this time. Getting lapped by the car that's one position ahead of you. Somebody has crashed? What was the yellow for? Good stop from Deegan. 2.1 again. Slightly slower than her teammate. We just saw Krone go by. Krone should... yeah, Krone's going to stay ahead here. There you go. Should be good to go for the rest of the race. And we'll see how these gaps are looking. In fact, compared to Hamilton, we'll see how much time we're losing. We're still losing time. We are absolutely still losing time to Hamilton. But the track is mostly dry now, and we should have better pace. We could at least gain a bit on the likes of Massa, who's only a few seconds ahead of Gasly. Verne, only a few seconds ahead of that. Van Dorn, Russell, all pitting. Yeah, there you go. Here comes the bulk of the field coming in right now. Massa has pit. Unfortunately, we are exactly one lap, and we're in a racing position where we're just behind the 20th place car, but they are one full lap ahead of us. At least it's not 2 full laps like the last race. So we're down to 1 full lap behind instead of 2 full laps behind. It's progress, I suppose. It's still over 100 seconds through 40 laps. That's pretty rough. Alright, everybody switched over on the dry compounds, and it looks like we are dry, yes, dry the rest of the race. How far is the leader behind me? I'm going to get lapped here pretty soon, so we'll stay on our push. 11 laps remaining in this race. This 20th place car is pulled a little bit further away now. And here comes the race leader. Rear wing issues. Now the big question of, do I want to do the repairs on the car now? Gasly spun. He's got a problem. Gasly's made his way back up the field a bit. He has not pit, by the way, since that long time ago. And Gasly's up into P13, but tires are very worn. Probably will make it to the end, though. In fact, I think pretty much everybody's going to make it to the end, so it looks like nobody's going to have to pit again with just these handful of laps left. We did get lapped finally, so our fuel load is back down to not being an issue. The big issue now is, ultimately, I'm not going to pass anyone, so I might as well take care of at least Krone's car, and I'll leave Deegan out, as Krone does have a problem, and it looks like it's more than one, and it makes sense, because Krone's car is not in as good of shape in the first place. So this will cut down the time that we need after the race to repair the car, which will allow us to get more work done from the factory. With only 10 people working in the factory, But we are so small compared to everybody else. One of the only things that's really going for me in this playthrough is that there's 2 extra teams. And by having 2 extra teams, there's still only 10 drivers that get points. They changed the qualifying. They did not change the points. So, Bottas has spun. Wow, this is a long pit stop. 117 seconds. That's a full lap going by. Puts her down to 22, but that's okay. I didn't even change tires. Not a big deal. Last 2 laps of the race. Overtaking Sainz has a problem. Carlos Sainz collides with Haley Deegan. Really? Hold on. Deegan. How's the car? Oh, our form's now 0.1. I'm going to leave her out. Let her finish. At least we'll have one honest gap for the first time this season. But 176, well, if you add another 176, that's 352. So in a way, we are closer than where we were before, because we have consistently been twice that of the slowest car compared to the leader, gap-wise, and then some. So we're now inside of that mark finally by being 150 seconds behind. I mean, it's almost a full minute closer than where we were relative pace in the last race. I mean, we were 400 something seconds down before we made our pit stop at the end. It was like 440. So realistically, we gained a lot of time here. We're still way off the pace as Lewis Hamilton takes the win. Only 6 cars finish on the lead lap as Lando Norris finishes in P7, a lap down with Hulkenberg and Alexander Albon getting into the points. Kvyat is up there too, so the 2 Toro Rossos looking to earn some points for their team. That could hurt. I don't know if they were a team that had scored points yet. Vettel takes P2 from 11 seconds behind. Verstappen more than a minute behind in P3. But remember, Verstappen did have some problems, did have a repair that was necessary. Deegan ran out of fuel. That's why she was so slow. Deegan finishes in 21st. I was like, I know she's slow, but dang. She ran out of fuel. Completely unaware of that one. Sainz drops to P16 after his problem. And his flat there at the end after a collision. Not enough DNFs again this race. At least we got the qualifying bonus this time, so we got a little bit more money. Sponsors are helping us out, at least, with that balance. But we're going to get less sponsorship money going forward as we do have some longer deals now. But we did pick up a couple per race deals. So no matter what. A lot of penalties in there, just not the DNFs. Hamilton has been relegated from the race win to last place. 1 part was found to have broken the rules, so it's not a number of positions. You are demoted all the way to last place. Hamilton, who won the race, has finished in last place. Just 3 laps down. It's kind of an improvement. Everybody else was only 1 lap down, though. They were pretty close to 2 laps down. Like I said, we were closer. So Vettel again wins due to a Mercedes mistake. Last race, it was the pit stop with 2 laps to go. That was unnecessary. Tire wear was low, but not low enough to justify a pit with just 2 laps left. Vettel, again, is gifted a win. Verstappen again finishes in P2. I don't know, P3 last time? I don't know. Gets another podium at least. And gets the fastest lap. Ricciardo takes third, with Bottas fourth. And Leclerc, after everything that happened at the start of this race, never gets back up into the points, only manages to finish in P12. But he was a lap down very, very early in the race and stayed that way. And yet again, we end up in 20th and 21st. For second race in a row, third race in a row, something like that. It's been quite a few. We are closer, but we are definitely not there. I'm hoping that is a positive sign, that can inch us along. Alpine, Manor, and Williams, they're all well off the pace as well, not earning any points, but we haven't even reached them yet. So, after 6 rounds, it's getting questionable. I mean, 2 more and we're at the halfway point. If we're not within about a second a lap of them by that point, I don't think we're going to get there this season. But reliability is definitely up on the car now, so we can really start focusing on performance upgrades from here on out, and we'll see if that can make a difference. But a few points here and there I don't think is going to be enough. It's the new parts that are going to make the real difference, and we need a lot of them. And there's not a lot of room for more parts right now without the headquarters upgrades, so it's going to be tough. We could definitely fix Krone's car a bit. We can make the illegal parts and not put them on the car, at least to set us up for next season. There might not be a next season for us, at least at this level. I don't want to get relegated. Oh man, that would suck. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.